In this next lesson, let's take a look at some examples from Ace's Shuffle where the guitar player combines some double stop licks with some chord licks. And this is really, really cool stuff. Listen to the old Little Walter recordings and you hear the guitars playing behind Little Walter. You'll hear them doing this, whether it's the Myers Brothers or Robert Jr. Lockwood or Luther Tucker, whoever was playing on whichever record. You hear this stuff. And in Ace's Shuffle, just like in those Little Walter tunes like Shake Dancer and other instrumentals, you hear something different played on every verse. He doesn't repeat the same thing. So in Ace's Shuffle, the first double stop lick that I hear is something like this. And that is a cool double stop over the E combined with the sliding ninth chord. What I hear is an open first and second string, and then the second fret, second and third string, and a hammer on to the first fret of the third string with the open second string. And then he lets the beat go, and then what I hear is starting from the second fret of the fourth string, that lick. Check the tab. That's a typical country blues or electric blues type thing. Hammering on, first string, first fret, third string, open second. I'm actually getting it twice, and then flattening my second finger back where I was on the second fret, and then right back to that hammer on lick. So the whole thing. He does it again, and then right here we're doing that sliding ninth chord, going from an F sharp ninth to an F ninth to an E ninth. So that is the first example of a double stop lick from Ace's Shuffle. The second example of a double stop lick and a chord lick combined from Ace's Shuffle goes like this. What's going on here is he's combining an E seventh. I call this the Freddie King chord, as do a lot of blues guitar players, or it could be called an Earl Hooker chord as well. This is an E7. I've got my first finger on the 9th fret, first and second strings, my pinky on the 12th fret of the first string, and then my second finger on the 11th fret of the third string, and my ring finger on the 12th fret of the fourth string. And what he's doing, he's just hitting it twice. And then coming back to this lick. And he does it again. And then it goes, the song goes into the 4. So once again. Very cool little riff, and that is the second example. The third example is another Myers special. If you ever hear the Little Walter tune Shake Dancer, you'll hear something really similar to this, but this is a simplified version of this lick, and he's using an E7, D7 shaped E7, which in E is going to be with my first finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then my ring finger on the 1st fret, and my second finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, ring finger on the 4th fret of the 1st string. And he slides into it. Kind of like that. Then we go back to our E, where we could play, use any one of the variations that we have that we can play with that E9th chord. But that E7th lick, really cool riff. So we've done 3 examples so far, and each one's different. We've got this, got that one, and then we got this. And now we've got this. See, what we're we're getting at, just the variety of these licks. You don't have to play the same thing every verse. And that's why I really love these old recordings, just listening to the creativity of the guitar players behind each verse, or with each verse. So that's example number 3. Later in the song, for example number 4, he does a really kind of melodic little lick, and it goes something like this. And that's what he's playing over the E, or the 1. So I'm starting on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, hammering on to the 1st fret of the 3rd string, and then I'm getting the open 1st string before going back to that double stop riff, which we've done before. Really cool, very melodic. Then over the 4, when he goes to the A, he's just doing the same thing over an A bar chord shape. So right there, I'm starting on the 7th fret of the 4th string, which is our A, hammering on from the 5th to the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then getting the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then playing that double stop lick. Now I don't have the open string, so I've got my 1st finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings, hammering my 2nd finger onto the 6th fret, getting the 2nd string as well, flattening my ring finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings, and going back. So like this. Kind of neat. So this one doesn't have any chord licks in it, but it's just another example of a double stop lick that you can play. So sometimes he's playing the chord licks, other times he's playing something like that, which is really, really neat. Before we leave the double stop riffs, there's one more that he does toward the end of the song. And on this one, he's playing this E7th chord again. And he's playing something like this. So again, we're taking the same basic ideas and we're just combining them, almost like Legos, in a different and creative way. So what I hear is this E7th, some kind of rhythm there. I can't hear it exactly. Maybe something like that. And then on the next time around, he's going to go to this and play that sliding 9th with the 3 slides into the F9th, and then slide down back into the E 9th. Now before we leave all these licks, there's a couple places where I really can't hear what's going on, and over the 1, if all fails, there's a little double stop rhythm, which you hear in a lot of the old Little Walter recordings. And so all I'm doing there, I've got this tabbed out for you. You can probably figure this one out on your own based on the licks we've already done. But it's just a rhythm. He's playing it over the 1. You can walk into that and do all kinds of things with it. Over the 4, the A, you can use this as much as you want, but that's something, if you're looking for something to fill in over one of the verses, that's a standard go-to for this kind of shuffle with the harmonica playing. So that is the end of this lesson, and we're going to move on to the turnarounds that you hear in Ace's Shuffle.